So right after the tutorial, the first thing that I got to play in WWE 2K22 was a Royal Rumble matchup. And not a short one, but a full 30-man Royal Rumble match. We do Viewers Rumble every single Sunday night, so I had to spend time on it, and I got to notice a lot of changes, improvements, and things that they ended up adding, including to the presentation, that makes WWE 2K22 have the best Royal Rumble in the WWE 2K series. So in this video, we're gonna go through all those details, and I'll be fully explaining to you guys my experience with the Rumble. You guys know the deal. Make sure to have those notifications turned on. Drop a like on this video if you end up enjoying it, and let's get right into it. Unfortunately, as many of you guys already know, we were not able to record any gameplay from this build/demo version of the game that we got to play. So what you guys are going to be seeing in the background is a lot of the recent WWE 2K22 gameplay. But I will of course be extremely detailed about my experience with it. So right off the bat, there is no new match types as we already mentioned before. So that means that the Royal Rumble options this year are basically the same. We got 10, 20, and 30 men Royal Rumbles. You're able to do men's or women's Royal Rumble. When setting up the matchup, you got the same options as before. For the entrance interval, I decided to go with the 30-second just so it could be a bit quicker. It still ended up being a 40-minute Royal Rumble. All the other options, as I said, are the same, but there is one big change, and that is that you are able to do the Royal Rumble match in different arenas. This is obviously a massive change from previous games and something that we have been requesting. There was a way to do it in universe mode using custom arena and stuff like that, but now it's something that we are just able to select. We can select a different arena. The other really cool thing that you could do with arenas, and this is something we mentioned before, is that you could turn on crowd boards, in which basically it will become a Thunderdome arena. So for example, the Royal Rumble that I did was in the Royal Rumble 2021 arena, and I decided to put on the crowd board so that it could be a Thunderdome Royal Rumble arena. Again, this is just an option, and this is an option that you're able to do it in multiple different arenas that are regular size and pay-per-views that ended up happening during the Thunderdome era. I do want to emphasize though that there are arenas that this option is not available for. I'm thinking that the classic ones and the NXT arenas one, which took place on the PC, you're not able to do it. Nonetheless, the Royal Rumble in a Thunderdome arena was pretty cool. I of course selected Rey Mysterio, and now we get into the match. We get the presentation, number 1, number 2. I'm not gonna discuss everybody who was in it because of course I'm not able to discuss the full roster just yet. One thing that I noticed right off the bat is that unfortunately there is no Royal Rumble entrances. Number 1 and number 2 obviously get to do their entrance, but after that is same as previous years. We just get to see the superstar come from the left screen and get into the ring. I did get into the highlight reel just to see the full presentation or running of those entrances, I should say, and there was nothing special. The superstar just basically sprint. They have a basic running animation to do that entrance. I still would have loved for them to kind of give us a bit of a camera switch because the camera angle in the Rumbles are phenomenal, and we'll talk about that in a bit. So the Rumble start filling up, and just as previous years, there's still the 8 superstars limit in the ring. So once there is 8, somebody needs to get eliminated before we get another entry. Number 5 came in, and this was a top superstar. Let's just say it was Roman Reigns for the purpose of me putting a name to this number 5 entry. I ended up coming in at like number 9 or 10. I noticed that Roman Reigns number 5 was dominating, so I decided to let him be, to not eliminate him, because I want to see how far they could make it. I've done multiple Rumbles before, and obviously it's extremely hard for someone to start early and go all the way to the end. Well, here that wasn't the case. There were a lot of superstars, including Roman Reigns, that went from an early number and lasted all the way to like the last 4 or the last 5, and I was extremely impressed by that. That gets me to the next point, and that is that the AI is extremely smart this time around. It does feel better even when you're doing one-on-one matches, Hell in a Cell matches, 8-man or 8-women's matchup, and so on. To give you guys a couple of examples of how smart they are, especially play in the Rumble. So when a particular superstars go towards the corner to taunt, which is something that happens way too much in 2K19 and 20, and it annoys me because they hardly get attacked, and when they do, that opponent that is attacking them simply brings them back into the ring. This time around, that is not always the case. If somebody is taunting in the corner, there's a big chance that an AI is gonna come from behind and literally just gonna push you off. This is something that some other creators ended up confirming and that I managed to see at least once. The other big thing I noticed is that the high flyers, they actually do try to do a lot of high flying moves even though it's a Royal Rumble. I saw a lot of them going top rope and doing their high flying signature or finishers. That is not unusual, but it is something that I got to notice way more in 2K22, definitely making the action even better. Now around the 20 entry, this was when there were 8 superstars almost every single time in the ring, and here I got to notice just how cool the presentation of this year's Rumble is because of the different camera angles that we get. So first, at one point I literally had 8 superstars, all of them fighting it off on the left side of the ring, and the hard cam kind of just focused on that section instead of just being the same hard cam that we always get. Just like in real life when we get to see it, the hard cam actually pan left and right and really give us a good angle of where all the action is happening. Another big thing when a superstar is doing their signature or finisher, it doesn't matter if 8 superstars are in the ring, we are actually going to be getting a close-up of that signature. So if Roman Reigns is about to do a spear on somebody, we get a close-up of Roman Reigns getting ready for that spear and delivering the spear and connecting. So that is just like a 2-second of a different angle, and then right after that it goes back to the hard cam. The hard cam, which again pans left and right and really feels like WWE television. Again, I did get to notice the AI being more smarter, and this time actually using their finishers to eliminate their opponent instead of wasting it and using it in the middle of the ring where it's not really going to help you out. Of course that still happens, but I did get to notice more finishers elimination going down. I also got to see a couple of extra elimination animations in the corner and regularly by the ropes. One big problem in 2K19 and 2K20 is that a lot of the eliminations were just kind of the same. There was a lot of superstars backing away, going for the clothesline, and that was it, or doing the same thing in the corner. This time around, I didn't get to notice so many of them being the same. There were a good amount of variations and new ways to get the opponent out. There were 4 entries left, and Roman Reigns was still in it, and remember, he came at number 5. There were also 2 more superstars that came on their 10th position and lasted all the way up to the early 20 entries. So again, some of these top superstars, they are harder to eliminate, especially if you're just simulating the Royal Rumble. Chances are you're gonna be impressed on how long some of these superstars end up lasting. Unfortunately, by this point though, the quote-unquote Roman Reigns ended up eliminating me. Instead of trying to eliminate me regularly though, where I would need to button smash like previous years in order to survive, he just decided to again use a finisher on me, so I was basically done for. I did boot up a Hell in a Cell right after that though and made sure to beat him up. After I got eliminated, I still ended up finishing the matchup because of course I wanted to see how it went. And again, something that I was noticing as there was less superstars in the ring was that of course the camera angle kept changing. By the time there were only 2 superstars in the ring, it was just like a regular one-on-one matchup. We get a winner into the victory scene and that was it. So that was my experience with the Royal Rumble, letting you guys know a lot of the brand new features and new presentation that it has, which honestly I loved it. I feel like it was the match that impressed me the most out of all of the ones that I did, because it does feel like there is a lot of different improvements, changes for it. There's definitely even more things that I probably forgot to mention here, especially since I only had time to do one Royal Rumble matchup. If you guys got any extra questions, let me know down in the comments below. Hit those notifications for more WWE 2K22 content. Stay savage, and I'll catch you on the next one.